your local internet radio station. Check our website on radiodialect.net.
And hello, and I'm Martin Cosgrave, no longer pretending to be Tim Jennings. I get my own persona. And joining me for a chat about the free party scene in the 90s, a little bit of modern history here, is a friend of the show, DJ JenJen. Hi, Jen.
Hello, good evening.
And Jen, some of you will remember, used to DJ for us when we were in our old premises, and a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all good fun.
A couple of live shows as well.
So we're going to be talking about really the free party scene in the 90s, because that's where you cut your teeth, isn't it?
Yeah, really. Well, I used to go to when they were like really big parties, and we'd set up in the field for the weekend, and someone would put a marquee up, and there'd be like all the old hardcore tunes and Easy Groove, and I can't remember any of the DJs, but I actually used to go with my video camera then. That was before I was even playing music, and people kind of used to look at me, give me really weird, suspicious looks.
No, thought you were the police or something.
Who I were, yeah, basically, all thought I was undercover, and so I've got loads of wicked footage, which is great. But then I kind of got into the scene and to playing music from that, really, and just kind of took off from there. But yeah, those are the days.
Yeah. So what's your feeling for how that's changed? I mean, it was all pretty free back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm a bit of an old school head, really, and I was around, in sort of Stonehenge days as well. So I've watched the changes from that, and it kind of evolved from all the squat parties. So I've seen a lot of evolution in the scene, and I don't know. Yeah, it's fond memories, but it's at the same time, it's not good to get stuck. And you hear people and they're it's not like it used to be. Well, no, of course it's not, but like every time a scene evolves, then something good comes out of that, and new energy comes in, and the next generation comes in, the next wave, and it's like a constant sort of snowball effect of like, just rolling it forward. And I think it's wicked, whatever's going on, it's great. We just bring our history forward, and the good stuff carries itself through, and the shit can get left behind, which is,
Of course, and obviously a lot of what was being generated in those times has made its way into the mainstream, for better or worse.
Yes, yeah, but I mean that is the way of things, I suppose. The underground is always brewing with really good stuff. It's where the energy is. It's where the electricity comes from. It's the edge of life, because it's where life is on the edge, and it's where things are hard and you've got to struggle and everything. So the mainstream want that, because it's all a bit boring and sort of bland in the normal world, really. So any good kind of stuff that's coming out of the underground, whether it be the music or the graph or the artwork or the fashion wear, whatever it is, just gets bought out by the corporates at the end of the day, which is, I think, it's actually quite sad. But on another level, maybe it's not. Maybe it's the same, on the same level as, like, we've taken economy to places like Ibiza, and there are third world countries, like Thailand's doing all right now, from kind of people taking music over there and taking the scene over there, and people are actually thriving. So there's two sides to that. It's a double-edged sword, I guess, really.
Tell me a little bit about Stonehenge, because that must have been an amazing venue to have a festival.
Oh, that was phenomenal, really. But, I don't know, I guess you're kind of in it and you don't realise how awesome it is when you're in it. I look at photos of it, and I was looking at a site the other day on the internet, and I was just crying, because it's just like, wow, that was just, there's nothing like that, really. It was just amazing. I think the thing that I've carried with me from then is that it is possible to live as a community and have a family. And we were a family. We knew, we looked out for each other, we took care of each other, we knew what the boundaries were, we didn't let any crap go on. Like, maybe I'm romanticising it, and maybe there was sort of things that I've chosen to forget about, but for me the reality is that it's more than a dream. You know, this is a potential reality, and we can live like this, and it is possible, and we could do it again.
Well, there is a school of thought that suggests that the reason Thatcher put the boot into the Beanfield, in effect, was that Stonehenge and the whole festival scene had grown to a point where it could sustain itself year round, and it was very threatening.
Oh yeah, it was completely threatened the status quo of the way things were, and people could see that it was a city unto itself, and it did work, you know. And there was elements that, you know, obviously, you know, people kind of didn't want. How, you know, there was the drug scene and dirty, you know, there's always going to be like a bad up. It's like society, you know, society's not all great, and you know, there's always something that's going to make it look bad. But basically that was it. It was seen to be working, and you can't have that where they're trying to sort of, you know, keep a civilised society going. So it had to be cut down. But I mean, I don't see that as being a particularly bad thing, because, you know, if you smash something, basically what they did was they dissipated. And we ended up everywhere, you know, and we seeped in. And we came through your walls, and we came through your floorboards, and, you know, it's like you can smash it down, it'll pop up somewhere else, and that's basically what happened. And it's just spread out now, and I think it's wicked. You know, it's a shame that we can't live as a tribe anymore, and we can't live on sites with, you know, without more than 12 people. I think that sucks, really. But at the same time, there's lots of little pockets of really positive energy, and lots of little communities like yourselves here, you know, and it's good. Things are happening, things are bubbling, and, you know, as long as that energy just keeps brewing away, things are changing. I'm completely positive about the way just the way everything's going, you know. And you see all this stuff. I don't know if you know what happened in Czechoslovakia recently. The Czech tech, the police came in.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Oh, that was like really, really bad. They just came in, basically, everybody's there, and they've got permission to be on the land, and the police just came in with tear gas and really, really appalling. What else? They had spray, rubber bullets and water cannons, and I mean they were putting like tear gas in people's cars and just leaving them shot in the car. It was nasty. One or two people died. And there was just a massive demonstration about that in Strasbourg just a couple of weekends ago, to just say, look, you know, this is not on. And as far as I'm concerned, the more they do stuff like this, the more people are looking at it. You know, it's the same thing at the Beanfield. You know, suddenly all these middle-class sort of conservative Tory voting people were like looking at their own kids, because a lot of people at the Beanfield were from middle-class families, and they're looking at their kid and they're saying, hang on a minute, you know, what's this woman who we voted for doing to my son or my daughter? And exactly the same things happened at the Czech Tech. And it's, you know, they can't keep doing this stuff in the public eye and expect to get away with it. So it's things are changing. I'm positive that, you know, we can make a positive change. Things are evolving, definitely.
You mentioned that you've got some video footage, and I know we were talking earlier. You're putting together an archive website. Yeah,
I've got a really good friend of mine in London, and she does a lot of video work she's worked with Matt Black from Cold Cut for years and years, and she does a lot of wicked visual out of Mongolia, she's called, from personal name drop. She's got all my footage, she will have in the next week, and she's going to put it all into clips, digitise it all, because it's all on old 8mm film. So there's going to be a massive archive of all that up on. I've just got a new website that's being built at the minute, JenJenLive.com. There's nothing on there at the minute, but yeah, when that's up, that'll be great, because we've just got like loads of stuff from loads of old parties that people have probably forgotten about, and people have never seen it. I did put out 100 copies of Free Party video, so in 1991, I think it was. So that's how old it is. You know, I mean, there's people I've seen on the film that are just, I didn't know them at the time, and over the years I've like watched it again and again. Oh yeah, I know them, and I've met them now, and I've seen them. So there'll be loads of people that like recognise themselves on it and stuff, which it'd just be really cool to have it out there, and sort of people can kind of, you know, have a look at it and catch up with the old good old days and the old memories and stuff. So yeah.
So give us a flavour of what you're up to at the moment. Are you you're DJing still?
I've just had a really long break away, actually. You can tell by the suntan. I just spent a month in Thailand, which was really nice, and did the full moon party, which wasn't very nice.
Oh, really? What?
But I just didn't like it because it was. I mean, it's the same thing. You know, I went to Ibiza years ago, and it just gets more and more commercial. And my idea of everybody being pissed out of their head and just kind of falling about and end up sort of vomit all over themselves is not my idea of a good time. But sort of come 3 o'clock in the morning, they've all comatosed and collapsed, and it was actually a really nice vibe. So in the morning when the sun rose, it was wicked. But I think 12 years ago the full moon party was probably really awesome. But when things like that just get sold out, it's not quite the same vibe. But yeah, I've been working on an album of like my guitar tracks and computer sort of beats and things, and I've got Martin from the Roll Bars. He's drummed on a couple of the tracks. I'm in the process of getting it mastered. I've got a few more musicians I've got to get in and sort of get that finished off, and just kind of gigging. I've got a bit of a live set that I play out occasionally on the laptop, doing my DJing, playing at this actually Pura Vida this weekend at the Osho Leela Centre in Gillingham, Dorset, which should be quite different. It's like a weekend of a full-on celebration of being alive with music, meditations, dancing, healing and chilling out, which is kind of a different take on the usual sort of come and get wasted and off your head.
And if anyone wants to check that out, that's www.puravida.uk.com. Mm-hmm. You also mentioned, I think, that you're doing some workshops. What are you doing?
Yeah, I've just been funded by one of the lads I was working with as well. He got funded, and we set up a little studio. He was funded by Community Champions, actually, by the Scarman Trust, based here in Bristol. And he was funded, and I helped him mentor that project where we did a load of music technology workshops, and then I got some extended funding from Unlimited, and I've just extended the project, and we've got music technology studios now with Cubase in Radstock and Peasdown St John and in Timsbury, and it's just wicked because all the kids just come in, and I've been doing loads of DJ workshops with them and teaching them Cubase, and they're writing their own tracks and things, which is it's great because it's pretty dead around my way really. There's not an awful lot going on, and it gives them something to do and a bit of motivation and gets them off the streets and keeps them out of trouble.
Great.
And they love it. They all sort of thrive on it. It's a good scene to get into. It's positive energy.
Excellent. Well, thanks very much for talking to us at very short notice.
Right,
it's been great to have you back in the studio again, actually.
Well.
And look forward to hearing when your website's live. We'll either come in or we'll tell everybody about it.
Yeah.
So thanks very much, DJ JenJen.
Okay, thank you.